Imagine waking up one morning as the sun filters gently through your window, only to feel an unexpected discomfort in your chest. It's not something painfully sharp, nor outright unbearable, but rather an unsettling pressure, a sign easy to ignore amidst the rush of a busy day. Accompanying it, you notice a shortness of breath, perhaps a slight dizziness, or even a cold sweat that doesn't quite fit the season. Countless people across the globe have met these same symptoms, often downplaying them as fleeting or insignificant, only to discover later that they were warnings of something far more dangerous, a heart attack. What causes this silent, sometimes fatal event? Deep inside your arteries, an invisible process quietly unfolds as the years pass. Plaque, a sticky, cholesterol-laden substance, accumulates on the arterial inner walls, gradually narrowing the pathways through which your lifeblood travels. This is atherosclerosis, a condition responsible for the majority of heart attacks. Its greatest threat lies in its ability to progress unnoticed, for you may feel healthy, even energetic, while your arteries are being silently compromised.
For over 2 decades, as a physician and dedicated researcher in cardiovascular medicine, I have witnessed the profound effect of lifestyle, especially nutrition, on heart health. Time after time, I have seen how gentle, consistent dietary choices influence arteries more powerfully than many ever imagine. Today, I invite you to journey through the science and practical application of 5 humble vegetables, readily available in any kitchen, that possess the documented power to clear arteries, protect your heart, and help prevent cardiovascular disease. These foods do not work by magic, nor do they require exotic approaches. Instead, they act through relentless, proven biological mechanisms, quietly nurturing your cardiovascular system from within.
You may already be familiar with many of these vegetables, perhaps using them as flavor enhancers or side dishes, but recognizing their deep health-promoting properties can transform the way you approach your daily meals. By the end of our exploration, you will be confident in what to add to your grocery basket and how to integrate these ingredients into your favorite recipes, turning ordinary food into daily medicine for your heart.
Before we dive in, remember that maintaining your health is a lifelong journey. If this information proves useful, consider sharing it with loved ones and following for more insights into living well, naturally.
Let's begin by understanding why heart health is such a vital concern and why atherosclerosis must not be ignored. Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 cause of death globally. This fact might seem distant until you realize that half of those affected do not even know disease is silently progressing within them. Unlike illnesses that announce themselves loudly, atherosclerosis is a master of disguise. It accumulates over decades, only showing symptoms when it has reached a critical point, sometimes with catastrophic results. The formation of arterial plaque is a gradual process. It begins with low-level inflammation and subtle damage to the lining of your arteries, called the endothelium. Over time, cholesterol and other fatty substances build up at the site of the injury. White blood cells, responding to the threat, inadvertently worsen the problem as they attempt to digest these invaders. The result is a growing plaque that narrows, hardens, and weakens your arteries. When blood flow is finally compromised or a piece of the plaque ruptures, it can trigger a clot, obstructing the vital passage of blood to your heart or brain. Fortunately, while certain factors like age and genetics are beyond our control, our daily habits, particularly our diet, can greatly reduce the risk of developing heart disease. Among all food groups, vegetables stand out for their remarkable ability to deliver the protective compounds necessary to preempt, halt, and sometimes reverse atherosclerotic processes. Let's journey now, one vegetable at a time, to uncover the most powerful protectors your kitchen can offer your heart and arteries. Garlic, the unassuming cardiovascular powerhouse. We begin with garlic, a culinary staple with a history extending back thousands of years, revered in ancient cultures as both a food and a remedy. Scientific interest in garlic reached new heights as research uncovered its star compound, allicin. Allicin is created when garlic's cells are disrupted through chopping, crushing, or mincing. Once formed, this compound becomes a powerful agent capable of and significantly lowering high blood pressure.
Reducing levels of LDL, bad cholesterol, inhibiting the formation and growth of arterial plaque.
These might seem like bold claims, but the science is compelling. Allicin's action on blood vessels is particularly striking. It relaxes the smooth muscle around arteries, leading to vasodilation, wider, more relaxed vessels that ease the burden on your heart and promote more efficient blood flow. A vast array of studies, both in animals and human volunteers, reveal that regular garlic intake can modestly but significantly lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, especially in those whose readings are elevated. Garlic also reduces inflammation, a silent force that erodes artery walls and hastens the buildup of atherosclerosis. By inhibiting certain inflammatory pathways, garlic protects the delicate inner lining of blood vessels, a critical front line in the fight against cardiovascular disease. I'll share a story from my own practice that illustrates garlic's surprising potency. Mr. Lee, a 58-year-old patient of mine, struggled with blood pressure readings that hovered just above optimal. Despite his best efforts with medication and light exercise, the numbers refused to budge. At our suggestion, he began to consume 1 to 2 raw garlic cloves daily, letting chopped garlic rest for a few minutes to release maximum allicin before stirring it into his meals. Over 6 months, his blood pressure stabilized and his cholesterol improved. Not a drastic change, but enough that he could reduce, under supervision, some of his medication. For him, this small dietary habit provided a critical edge. Now, how can you harness garlic for your own health? Aim for 1 to 2 cloves each day, finely chopped or crushed, preferably raw or only lightly cooked. To maximize allicin's formation, let the garlic rest for about 10 minutes after chopping. This short pause allows more of the healing compound to accumulate. Add garlic to salads, blend into dressings, stir into soups just before serving, or even mash onto whole grain bread with a touch of olive oil for a heart-healthy spread. Spinach, the leafy green that widens blood vessels. Our journey continues with spinach, a familiar green but a true nutritional giant. This humble leaf is packed with naturally occurring nitrates, chemical compounds that your body cleverly transforms into nitric oxide, a molecule that might just deserve a superhero's cape in the context of heart health. Nitric oxide is the body's natural vessel relaxant. It relaxes the inner muscles of your blood vessels, allowing them to widen, a process called vasodilation, and facilitating more efficient blood flow with less pressure required. The result? A measurable reduction in both systolic and diastolic blood pressure, giving your heart a well-deserved break. The benefits of spinach extend far beyond nitrates. The plant is also rich in flavonoids, potent antioxidants that intercept cell-damaging free radicals, thereby protecting arteries from the oxidative stress that sets the stage for plaque development. Furthermore, spinach is an excellent source of magnesium, a mineral essential for maintaining a healthy heartbeat, stable blood pressure, and flexible arterial walls. Epidemiological research has repeatedly shown that diets high in magnesium-rich vegetables, like spinach, are associated with a lower risk of developing hypertension and cardiovascular disease. To unlock these benefits, integrate at least 1 cup of spinach into your daily meals. Spinach is incredibly versatile. It can be added raw to salads, blended into smoothies for a mild, refreshing flavor, or woven into omelets and stews. Light sautéing with olive oil and a sprinkle of garlic not only enhances the taste, but makes the nutrients even more accessible to your body. For a boost, pair spinach with other nitrate-rich or antioxidant-laden foods, tomatoes, beets, or even a squeeze of lemon, multiplying the heart protective effects. Broccoli, the antioxidant shield for arteries. Next, we spotlight broccoli, a vegetable many recall from childhood dinner plates, often with reluctance. Yet, as science delves deeper into its biochemical arsenal, broccoli's status as a cardiovascular protector becomes ever more justified. Broccoli is uniquely rich in sulforaphane, an antioxidant compound formed when the plant's cells are chopped or chewed. Sulforaphane acts by activating the body's natural detoxifying enzymes and by neutralizing free radicals.
both of which reduce inflammation and shield the vascular system from oxidative injury. But broccoli's benefits don't end there. It lowers LDL cholesterol by increasing the excretion of bile acids, which the liver produces from cholesterol. Supports healthy endothelial function, the health of the very thin cell layer that lines your arteries and orchestrates vessel flexibility and clot prevention. Crucially, sulforaphane has been shown to enhance the body's production of natural antioxidants, helping to repair oxidative damage before it can progress into full-blown atherosclerosis. Clinical studies reveal that eating cruciferous vegetables like broccoli is linked with a lower rate of cardiovascular incidence and improved cholesterol profiles. To get the most from broccoli, eat it raw or only lightly cooked. Overcooking destroys many of the heat-sensitive nutrients, especially sulforaphane. If the flavor of raw broccoli is too intense, steam for just 2 to 3 minutes to soften its bite without sacrificing nutritive power. Add broccoli florets to salads, toss them into stir-fries, or blend with other vegetables for creamy, dairy-free soups.
Beets, the natural blood pressure regulator.
Let us turn now to beets, whose earthy flavor and vibrant color hide a trove of heart-protective powers. Beets are singularly high in dietary nitrates, the same type featured in spinach, which your body converts into nitric oxide for improved arterial flexibility and blood flow. The effect of beets on blood pressure can be dramatic. Numerous studies have demonstrated that drinking just a single glass of beetroot juice can lower both systolic and diastolic pressure within hours, with sustained improvements upon daily consumption. These findings are vital for those managing hypertension, a leading risk factor for atherosclerosis and stroke. Besides nitrates, beets are loaded with betalains, powerful antioxidant pigments that reduce inflammation and prevent oxidative damage in blood vessels. Some research even suggests that betalains may help stabilize unstable plaques and inhibit the adhesion of inflammatory cells to arterial walls, adding yet another layer of cardiovascular defense. Several patients in my clinic have experienced measurable improvements in their blood pressure after routinely drinking fresh beet juice each morning, sometimes allowing for cautious reduction in their antihypertensive medications under physician supervision. It is an encouraging, natural adjunct to medical therapy. To experience beets benefits yourself, try juicing half to 1 small beet per day for an invigorating and heart-healthy beverage. Beets can also be roasted with a drizzle of olive oil, shredded raw into salads, or blended into smoothies alongside carrots and leafy greens. Carrots, the crunchy protector of arteries. Last but not least, let's embrace a perennial favorite, the carrot. Its cheerful hue is the physical expression of high beta-carotene, a potent antioxidant that shields the endothelial cells lining your arteries, keeping them supple and less prone to the sticky buildup of cholesterol-laden plaque. Antioxidants in carrots prevent oxidation of LDL cholesterol, a key event in the formation of arterial plaque. Without this first oxidative trigger, cholesterol is less likely to deposit along artery walls. Moreover, carrots are an excellent source of dietary fiber, which binds cholesterol in the gut, preventing its absorption and lowering circulating LDL levels over time. Regular consumption of carrots, in both raw and cooked forms, is associated with lower cholesterol, reduced inflammation, and a decreased risk of heart disease. To maximize benefits, strive to eat at least 1 medium carrot daily. Enjoy raw carrot sticks as a snack, slice into salads, roast with a touch of olive oil, or blend with beets and apples for a deliciously sweet, antioxidant-rich smoothie. Remember, pairing carrots with a bit of healthy fat, such as olive oil or avocado, improves the absorption of beta-carotene, maximizing its protective effects, bringing it all together, creating a heart-healthy plate. Now that you are acquainted with the 5 best heart-protective vegetables, garlic, spinach, broccoli, beets, and carrots, let us consider how you can incorporate them consistently and creatively into your diet. It is the daily, steady choices that, over time, yield transformational benefits. Imagine a week of meals, a garlic-infused olive oil sauté of spinach as a vibrant bed for grilled fish, a salad of broccoli florets, carrots, and a light vinaigrette, a morning smoothie, blending beets, carrots, and a handful of leafy greens.
These combinations are not only delicious and deeply satisfying, they are targeted acts of self-care, each forkful reducing inflammation, lowering blood pressure, and helping to clear arteries of dangerous plaque. Consistency is key. The artery clearing power comes not from occasional excess, but from daily mindful nourishment. Even moderate increases in vegetable consumption wield significant impact over the years. Final thoughts and takeaways. Heart disease does not have to arrive unexpectedly or dictate your life's path. Through attention to diet and by embracing the extraordinary power of ordinary food, you can dramatically influence the health of your arteries and the strength of your heart. Recall these key principles for daily heart defense. Atherosclerosis is silent, often progressing for years before revealing itself. Prevention and early intervention are critical. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidant nutrients found in garlic, spinach, broccoli, beets, and carrots safeguard the arterial walls against the processes that lead to disease. B. Nitric oxide, formed from natural nitrates in beets and spinach, is your body's best blood vessel relaxant and blood pressure regulator. And dietary fiber in carrots and broccoli acts as a gentle broom, sweeping away excess cholesterol before it harms your arteries. Small, consistent choices, the daily inclusion of these protective vegetables, yield the greatest long-term benefits. Start each week with intent and creativity. Experiment with new recipes. Combine fresh vegetables for color and taste, and remember, your heart is not only the engine of your body, but the spirit of your energy and wellness. The most effective transformations are born from informed, incremental steps. If you found these insights useful, please consider sharing them with family and friends, so they too can benefit from stronger, healthier hearts. Your heart deserves this careful daily protection, and with every meal, you move closer to a future free from the silent threat of atherosclerosis. Thank you for your commitment to your health. Here's to a stronger, healthier heart, today and every day to come.